the time to listen to this recording and that you're doing so in the right way for you at this moment. Please enjoy.
If I say the word beauty to you, what does it conjure up?
Yeah. Okay. It's a hard one, that, because I immediately think of like magazines like Vogue and pretty girls in tiny dresses and high heels, but then it's like that's the first thought, and then all of the rest of them are like, no, like tattoos and individuality. They are. Yeah. We're doing, when the word beauty is said to us, what do we immediately think of?
What does it conjure up?
Conjure. It's a hard one, isn't it?
Well, yes, it would be if I'm listening to the socially conforming person.
That's exactly what I said.
Or the who I want to be person.
That's exactly what I said.
Because it's like society makes you think that beauty means like full face of makeup, long lovely hair, or being muscular and wearing a wife beater kind of thing.
Muscular, like, short hair, you know, the right build.
But if I was listening to myself, it's anything.
Colour.
Anything. Colour, tattoos.
Individuality, makeup, but not traditional makeup.
And it doesn't matter what body size or
no.
anything. It's the socially conforming side that makes you think skinny, muscular. But then if beauty to me is everything, no matter what shape, size, colour you are, you could be a blue hexagon and I'd find you beautiful.
Yeah, this is what a lot of people have said. I mean, a couple of other people have said straight away, oh, yeah, is this what I'm supposed to say about beauty? And it's been is this where we're going? Are we going down it's the pretty, it's the makeup, it's the flawless skin?
Yeah.
But as you said, when you think about it, it's, well, is it individuality? Is it a person that's actually being honest to themselves?
Yeah, that's it. That is
I think beautiful is a personality.
Yeah, someone who is so clearly doing what they want to do for themselves, for no one else.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. I find personality beautiful.
Same.
So if it's personality, do you feel that like you experience beauty over seeing beauty?
Yeah, I think so, definitely.
Yeah. In a way, there are some ways where, like, if I see someone in the street who's wearing a really cool outfit and they're clearly out there, they're clearly getting looks, they're clearly getting comments, but they don't care. I'm like, hell yeah,
you're beautiful.
You're beautiful. You're doing your own thing. You want to look like that. You look amazing. Go for it. Because we're both alternative people, usually.
Other than when we're in pajamas.
Yeah. But, yeah, that's for me. But also, I mean, how would you say about feeling beauty?
Obviously, it's a bit difficult with just a random person walking by on the street because you don't really get to know them. But it's like after a conversation with someone, it's like, you've got a beautiful personality. I do not care what you look like on the outside.
Yeah.
If you're a beautiful individual, that's all that is required for me.
Same. I don't care what. Well, you'll realise over the course of this talk that we are literally the same person.
So we're just going to have like just Siamesed up together going, yes, we are.
Pretty much. We've started saying things at the same time. It's getting really weird now.
But you know, I think that happens in a relationship though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Spend a lot of time together. So.
And yeah, I mean, there's beauty in that, because there's beauty in accepting each other. And have either of you changed, or have you just naturally sort of like found you're here and you're here, but together you're in this little gap in the middle that you've created this newness?
I don't think either of us have changed drastically.
We've changed for the better, but even then it hasn't been drastically.
No, so it's like since getting together, both of us eat a bit better, both of us sleep better.
We remember to take on meds.
We both remember to take on meds and that kind of thing.
But
But neither of us have.
we've both gotten a little bit
changed.
more confident, but we've never had to like, there hasn't been stop doing this, stop doing that. It's just been a gradual coming into the middle.
Yeah, when
Their lifestyle, they don't need to change. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's what I think anyway.
yeah, and I think it's a good thing of remembering that whilst you're a couple, you're still two individual people who might still want to do. One might suddenly go, I want to go and listen to this band, and the other one goes, just
Sure,
go.
you go.
You
Yeah.
go, because I'm not going to enjoy.
Pokemon.
Nah, I'm never getting into Pokemon. I'm just too old for it now.
But that's like my favourite thing in the world. So it's like, yeah, you'll come to the shop with me, but you won't.
I won't start collecting cards,
No.
but I'll sit there and listen to you when you start talking about Pokemon.
Yeah.
I've got lines on my forehead. I've got this. I've got pores. But a lot of the other photos he did were very close up. And you can see not just aged skin, but you can see natural skin with blemishes.
Yeah.
And I'm going, and obviously I've only got, if you look at my eyebrows, I've actually only got half eyebrows.
Yeah.
And and I'm losing my
Yeah.
eyelashes. And I'm like, but do you know what? So I had no makeup on in that photo. And I'd messaged Lee beforehand and I says, I'm not wearing makeup, you know, unless, because he said he would do a couple of headshotty things. I says, unless you really want us to. And he went, well, do you want to?
Yeah.
But a lot of it is, if I was, even 3 months ago, if I was going to go and do something like that, or go to a wedding, or even when I had my graduation photo, I would have put makeup on. But since talking to people with this, I've almost found a new acceptance of my naturalness and the imperfections that come with me.
That's the most important thing, I think.
Yeah.
That's really special.
Yeah.
Like, not an easy thing to do.
No,
so
it's
well
really
done
not.
You. That's hard.
But I do think I always give that advice to people who are like, who just hate the way they look. It's like, just look at yourself, and then look at everyone else, because like,
no one's perfect.
Oh, maybe you've got a scar on your face from a spot. So is literally everyone else in the world.
No one's perfect.
No. So I used to straighten my hair every day because I hated how curly it was. And then one day I left it to air dry, and now I wouldn't change it. I love how curly my hair is. And it's just like, you just got to accept the natural things about you, because if you can't, then you're never really going to be happy no matter how much you change it, you know?
As part of this, right at the beginning, I was looking at, well, obviously, as art students, you understand, I was looking at the Japanese art of kintsugi.
Yes.
And looking at how imperfections should be embraced.
Yeah.
Because
definitely.
they're part of our journey. And so that scar.
Yeah.
Either.
And it's like,
you learn from your mistakes.
People seem to think that imperfections and differences make them
bad,
wrong, but it just makes you unique, which is not a bad thing. Like, it's okay to have to, because, you know, I'm sure you were the same. We've both got a physical disability. We've got the same physical disability, in fact. And I used to be really embarrassed of wearing supports.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But now it's like, I need that. What's the problem?
I've got like crutches. I've even got a mobility scooter for really bad days. And a weird little thing was, if I ever had to use it, I always really dressed up, because I felt like I had to like balance out the fact that at the time I was 23. I was a 23-year-old using a mobility scooter because I can't walk. And that's not easy to deal with. So I felt like I had to compensate for it by straightening my hair, putting big makeup on, having some really funky trousers.
Yeah.
To make myself feel good enough to be disabled.
It's hard.
Which is crap, actually. Thinking about it, that's awful. But
it's like, that's why I got all of my supports in pink, so that they'd match my outfits. Because I'm like, I want people to think that I'm wearing
funky things,
weird things that just a weird person would wear, rather than like knee supports.
Because my knees will dissipate.
Yeah. So it's a thing as well as it's the embellishing. So that's like the kintsugi part. I mean, the fact you got your knee supports in pink is going, I'm not disguising this. I'm embracing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks pretty. You've got neon pink ones, and I've got pastel pink ones.
Yeah.
So does that reflect the personality differences, or?
Definitely.
Yeah, it really does.
Like,
You're always
I
colours.
wear, if you put your hand into a box of patterned fabric and you pulled out 3 random ones,
that's all at the same time.
All at the same time. So it's like clashing patterns, clashing colours. I do my makeup like a clown. Genuinely, the more colourful I look and the less human I appear, I feel better about myself. Don't know why. It's just how I am.
And I'm a bit more, I'm either quite pastel-y, and I wear a lot of pastel pinks and a lot of blue because I like those colours. But then I mostly wear black all the time because I don't know why.
It's just the same as me though. That's how you feel good.
How I feel comfortable. So I just wear all black, generally quite gothic as well. So I've got chains everywhere and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But that's what it should be. It should be you wear what makes you feel good. And also I think it's an extension of you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why I find it really hard to explain to people, because obviously when you look as weird as we do, especially when I'm by myself, or when I'm
walked around town and people have asked us, is there a rave?
Is there a rave? Is there a party? Is it fancy dress? And I'm like, no, I just dress like this. And they're like, why? And I'm like, well, why do you dress the way you do? I know that this is different.
We did a style swap.
Yeah, we did.
So he was wearing like all black clothes and I was wearing all like brightly coloured clothes. And we got asked if we were Satanists. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, right? The judgments people make of clothes.
They're terrible. They're awful.
And we were on holiday in Turkey, in a hotel. And obviously Philip was in, I think we got him in shorts once.
Ooh, wow.
I got him in white once on holiday.
Ooh.
But that's because he was doing a stage show just after it, and they had to have a white costume. So we had a white pair of skinny jeans, like skinny chinos, and a white grandad shirt. So we took it on holiday with us to have a white outfit.
Yeah.
But he spent the whole time in black jeans and black t-shirts, and he took a black dress shirt, just in case.
Yeah.
And he got told off one of the entertainment managers that if he wore tops with skulls, he would never get a girlfriend.
And you were married at this time?
No, he's the
son. He's the son with the long hair. And he says, I'm sorry, but I'd rather have a girlfriend that likes my t-shirt with skulls on.
Yep.
Because I could give you at least 10 of my friends who would prefer a man wearing skulls.
I've got to admit, he's got a sweatshirt with a skull on, and it's like it's got little crystals. The skull's made out of little crystals.
Oh, that sounds so cool.
I've got something very similar.
Yeah,
but
that sounds
instead
so
of crystals,
cool.
it's little pearls.
Yeah. So, and he's like, it's
sparkly.
It's sparkly. So even though he likes the black and the dark and the DMs and stuff, he's got these pictures. But yes, apparently you won't get a girlfriend if you wear tops with skulls.
I've got a really good story that's something similar to this. So my year 11 prom, I wore a black corset, a tutu, black necked tutu, knee-high Doc Martens with roses embroidered in them. And because it was raining, I had a red leather jacket on, and my hair was red at the time, so it all kind of glowed. It was really good. I had snakes as jewelry and all that. And I had a boyfriend at the time, not this one. And we went to the thing, and I was the only person dressed like that in my whole school. Even the other alternative people in my school went for a sensible dress. So I stuck out like a sore thumb. But do you want to know something? I was the only one who didn't get a muddy dress.
Yeah.
And the next day, my boyfriend was doing his paper round, and one of the women, she was like a grandmother to one of the girls in our school year as well. He went and delivered a paper to her, and she said to him, "Oh, did you see that person in the corset and tutu? They looked fucking awful. How are they ever going to get a partner?" And he stared her down and said, "That's my partner," and threw the newspaper at her and left.
It's like my mum has always said to me, because my parents don't like the way I dress. They've always said, "Oh, you're never going to get a partner like that," because they didn't let me go to prom because of how I wanted to dress. So I missed out on that. And this, I don't know if you can, that's how I usually look.
That's fab.
Thank you. But then I'm like, I kept saying to my mum, like, I don't care. Like, I don't care how long it takes. I'd much rather find someone without having to literally change myself.
Yeah. Neither of us have changed ourselves.
At all. If anything, we've gotten more confident in ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we were friends for about 2 years before we got together.
Yeah.
So I think that definitely helped.
It really helps. But I wanted to wear
just with crystals.
I wanted to wear a plaid pink suit.
I remember you saying.
To prom. And my mum wouldn't let me. She said, "No, you'll stand out, you'll get bullied. You don't want to wear that. Why can't you just be normal for once?"
Bullied. That's what I was going to mention at some point. I think it's all about bullying.
It is all about bullying.
Everything's about bullying. It's ridiculous.
And the reason
I got bullied so much.
So did I. Like, the way I used to have long hair, I used to wear makeup. I was that gay kid in school. You know, the one kid with the long hair and the makeup who is like, "What are you?" You know, all that. And
I was the exact same, just with short hair. So we've switched over. So I had really, really short hair throughout secondary school and teenage years. And then I don't really know why in college I suddenly decided that I needed to conform to social standards, and I bleached my hair blonde and I had extensions down to my waist.
Yeah. And also when I was in college, I started wearing tracksuits and baseball caps. And I'm like, and like polo shirts. And I'm like, ugh. Yeah.
By the sounds of it, when both of us went to college,
it just went
that social pressure to be normal.
What is normal?
Yeah,
exactly. There is no such thing as normal, but
there really isn't. There's
people an trying to convince you that there is.
There's a standardized, accepted range I've noticed of, because I did an art project on this in college, of I would walk around. I had a route around Lincoln Central, and I went in an all black outfit, nothing. And then I started changing the outfit up every day until I was wearing bright colours, and I sat down in the middle of Lincoln Central and put clown makeup on, just to be like, you know, to show it's the same person. I'm the exact same. What's the problem? But I took photos of all the people that were staring at me who had made comments. I made it into an art piece. I'm like, well, the same people who shout at us in the street when we're dressed up are the same people who don't bat an eyelid when we walk past in our comfy clothes.
Yeah.
So it's purely
on outside appearance.
Yes.
It's so dumb.
So we get followed around shops.
Yeah. We get followed around shops, and literally neither of us have ever done anything illegal.
No. We're like the most law-abiding citizens ever. Don't even drink. It's like 10 p.m. bedtime, you know. Like,
and we get followed around shops.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
People go for exteriors rather than interiors. One of the girls I've just moved in with, actually, she's a bit more of a punk. So she has grown out the sides of her shaved head because she was being called a Nazi. I know, right? And
Same
so
with
she's
Jack.
got a
Our friend Jack's a punk as well. He's a traditional punk,
like jean jacket with studs, and he gets called a Nazi.
So he
often
had to
that
get
he's got
a massive, like this big patch with just a cross in with a swastika, just saying I'm not a Nazi, and you shouldn't have to do that.
No.
So both of them have adapted how they dress now because of the amount of hate that they get.
Jack stopped dressing like a punk altogether, and it's really sad.
Jack has stopped. He's grown out his mohawk, so he doesn't have his fork anymore.
He's just wearing camo trousers and t-shirts, and it's like, I know you're not happy. Why are you doing this? Yeah. It's awful.
So much stigma, I think, around what people perceived as this stereotype of a person. Like if they once knew somebody who dressed like that,
every one of them is bad.
Yeah,
and it's stupid. Some of the nicest people I've met have been alternative.
They usually are, because they understand what it's like. It's like you'll go up to someone who's also alternative. They'll say, "Oh, I love your outfit. Where'd you get it?" And then you get talking,
and then bang, you've got a new friend.
Yeah, it's really, really nice.
My eldest, here's this for you. My eldest grandchild is 18 in November.
Wow.
And the age range she's grown up with is when you contour a face or when you do makeup, there's a standardized way you do it. Yep. It's almost like you get a it's not even a template, is it? You put it on and you copy this. You don't adjust your contouring to your individual face shape. No. You do this, you do your eye like this, you do your lip like this. And they all end up looking the same.
Yeah, they really do.
Yeah.
2 of the girls in your year got offended when you accidentally called one of them the wrong name.
Oh my God. So
and they are identical.
It was the end of my year. It was the end of the exhibition. We've gone on a tangent completely, but it still links to beauty somehow. It was the end of the year exhibition, and I hadn't slept in like 3 days because no one had pulled their weight. It was me and a few others out of a class of 30.
It was a nightmare, but
setting up this entire exhibition. And there's these 2 girls, same height, same body type. They're both blonde. One of them said something to me, and I turned round, saw a glimpse, and called her the wrong name, and it ended in an absolute I got so much hate for it, and I was like, I am so sorry. You're both blonde and I haven't slept in 3 days. What do you want me to do? Yeah. The only reason that I've never been called the wrong name is because I fucking stand out like a sore thumb. Pardon my language, but it's just like, I completely understand if looking the typical way
is okay for you. If that's
what makes you happy.
Go for it.
But there's so many of my friends, like Saskia, she used to be very much typical, I guess, but now she's found what is right for her, and it's all pink. It's like, hell yeah, because I can see how happy it makes her. But our friend Robin, she's like, oh, I wish I could pull that off. I wish I could pull that off. And it's like, you can do that.
You're just scared.
She's just wearing these clothes that make her feel bad about herself because she thinks that that's the only thing that she's allowed to wear.
Which is sad.
It's really bad. It's awful. And it's like, I just wish that I could help people be confident enough to wear what they want to wear. Like our friend Ben's only just started wearing nail polish.
Yeah, and he's wanted to wear nail varnish for years.
Literally 5 years. Yeah. And he started wearing it this year.
And I was like, let me do your nails. I'll paint some little flames on them. And he's had them on for like 3 weeks now, and he's letting them get as chipped as humanly possible before he changes them. Yeah. He loves it.
But getting them chipped as a nail varnish wearer is part of its journey.
Yeah,
so I think that's why he wants to
take it off.
You have to experience the chipped nail varnish.
Exactly.
It's like, because I'm trans, and when I get on my hormones, I'm like, I don't care if I get acne. I don't care if I smell bad. I don't care if I have the embarrassing voice break, because that is part of the journey that I missed out on.
Puberty.
Yeah.
That we want.
That's part of the journey I missed out on when I was younger. When my body go through the wrong puberty.
Yeah. Oh, I remember.
It's quite funny.
Yeah.
It's something I remember about like my secondary school experience was when the other guy's voice breaks. It was always funny, and a select portion of the class would just be like, that's funny, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And then the other half, generally the other males, which doesn't make
Always
much
the other
sense,
man. Always.
started to take the piss out of them. And I'm like,
It's all about journeys.
And it's like, hang on, did your voice break overnight so that nobody had never had?
exactly.
Yep.
You're like,
Did
no,
all of your acne come and go within one day? No, I don't think it did.
No.
So why are you bullying
So
other
shut
people?
up.
yeah.
We've all been there.
But you've got to remember, whatever age, when you start on your hormones, just embrace that puberty.
Yeah. Oh,
But
I'm
you,
going to.
you are going to be able to go through puberty though with a mature head.
Yeah.
Which I'm going to guess is going to be a lot easier.
It's going to be a lot easier, I think.
Yeah, because I feel that you would have like a better understanding of what's happening.
It's scary the first time. You're so young and you don't really know what's coming and how
Both
long
of
it's
us
going to
hit
go.
it quite early as well.
I was 8
I was 8 as well.
Yeah,
when mine started, so it's like,
yeah. It's tough and all of it. And you've got no idea. We have no
but
idea.
luckily I've got the NHS telling me every possible outcome this time.
But they need to.
Yeah, they do.
But it's
They're
just
really
one.
doing their jobs. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just it's one step closer for you to be you.
Yeah. And that's another thing that comes with the beauty. It's like my parents again have done the whole, oh, if you want to be a man, why don't you dress like a man? And it's like, no, I am a man and I'm dressing like the man that I am.
Oh, I'm
That's
sorry. Do you know what you need to go and do? You need to go and buy yourself that plaid suit.
I'm going to for graduation.
Yeah, that's what we're thinking for graduation.
Yeah.
I have no idea. Like, but yeah, you want pink
Well,
plaid.
I've moved on from the plaid suit now. I'm going to do a pink velour. Full
Pink
number.
velour suit.
Well, like a lounge suit.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. And some knee-high socks and some platform shoes. I'm just going to embarrass my parents because I'm past the point now. I'm like, you know what?
Oh.
Yeah.
Sod it.
You're a grown up.
I'm a
You
grown
are
up.
allowed to do what you want.
And I've found the people who accept me for who I am, and that's all I care about. Yeah.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I mean, do you have something that you feel? I mean, I know there's going to be lots, but is there something that you personally feel is absolutely beautiful that you would hold up to somebody and they would just go, "What the hell?"
I do.
Yeah, actually. Yeah. There's a piercing that I really want. It's a set of 2 piercings. And it's called a mantis piercing. I've got quite a lot of facial piercings. So I've got these little ones and stuff. But he's got a few more facial piercings. I've got more body piercings.
Yeah.
So this is one which people always get freaked out by. That's
Oh,
piercing
wow!
bar. So yeah, I want to get some more of them. And people always think they're weird, but there's a piercing called a mantis piercing, and it goes through the front of your nostrils, out the front of your nose.
Right.
2 little horns almost. And I really, really want them, but I'm so scared about getting them because people are going to call me a freak.
Oh, that's a funny thing. I have the word freak tattooed across the back of my leg in massive letters. Like,
Just to take the
I don't
power
know if
away.
you can see it. This
Freak.
tattoo right
Yes.
here says freak. Because I was like, I'm sick of being called it, and when I wear shorts, if people are thinking about calling me it, it's already there. But
Take the power away from them.
for me, it would be the,
Yeah.
people get horn implants in their forehead. That, I want those so badly. But I've thought about it, and I'm just going to get some on a headband.
Do some headbands.
Yeah.
The chances of ripping it out with a hairbrush just sounds terrifying.
Yeah. But when I think of beauty, I don't think of people. I think of things. Like, my first thought was, oh, what's that thing?
I know it's really stereotypical, but a good smile is one of the most beautiful things in the world. And I know that's really stereotypical and boring, but a good smile, fantastic. That's all you need.
This is it.
That too.
Yeah.
Or
Because
outer space.
genuinely, when I think of beauty, I immediately think of
Nature.
the most colourful things I can think of. And when you said what is one thing that you would show someone to describe beauty, that's what I thought of. And it's called the Pillars of Creation. It's a photo by the Hubble telescope.
Pillars of creation. Beautiful.
And I was like, that was my first thought, because it's just like, I think every person has the capacity to be beautiful. It's whether they
Are willing to see it.
and also whether they're willing to be it, because some people are just horrible, and if you're a horrible person, then you're not beautiful to me, because you don't need to be horrible at all. You just need to be nice, and as long as you're being nice and not hurting anyone ever, then
Why is that not good enough?
that's beautiful.
Socially.
You know, so it's like, for me, I think beauty on a whole transcends humans, just because everyone can, and everything can be. You just have to look at it right.
I like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was having a dialogue with one girl, and she says about you've got to like say 3 things about yourself, and I was just like, well, instantly I would have to tell you 3 imperfections, and we're like, why do we do that? If we're asked to describe ourselves or find something good about ourselves, you go, and then I was saying to her, and I suddenly thought, no, June, you will find something. So obviously, while I'm doing these, I've got my little picture at the top, and I'm going, do you know what? When I speak, I've got these 2 little dimples, and I quite like them.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
because they're unique. And it's when I'm like really happy and talking and smiling.
I
just got
you
2
got those ones. Oh.
These little dimples, and it's like, they are beautiful, but they're mine. And I haven't manufactured them. They're natural and they're there.
When
just how you were born.
People are so hesitant to say nice things about themselves.
They
Like,
really are.
it's like, oh well, I'm not being up myself, but like, I guess I've got nice hair. It's like, no, say that you've got nice hair. Say, I love my hair today and I look brilliant, because you're allowed to do that.
I think it's because humans are like hardwired, like evolutionarily, to be problem solvers. And problem solving techniques work so well in the outside world, but as soon as it becomes emotional problem solving, you can't do the same problem solving that you're used to on the inside. So you can't quite deal with it right, because we don't have the ability to emotionally problem solve yet. It takes a lot of work.
That makes sense.
Which kind of, people always focus on the negative things. Like, if you're writing an essay, you don't think about all the stuff you have done. You think about all the stuff you have left to do, and all the proofreading and all of the spelling
That's a really
checks.
good point. Yeah.
So that's your problem solving for real life. But as soon as it becomes a personal thing, you're forgetting that you've got all of these good things.
Yeah, you're always looking for something that needs, like, oh, my makeup's not perfect, and my eyeliner's wonky, my hair's not perfectly straight, when you realise, no, but you blended that eyeshadow really nicely. You know?
Really, things like that.
Yeah. One conversation I had asked is, a lot of the time when somebody asks how we are, we instantly go, oh, I'm not bad. And she says, well, why can't you say that you're good? Because not bad is good. And then we were talking about the fact that obviously I would describe myself, because I use a walking frame, and you instantly say, well, I've got a limp and I've got a frame. And she says she would flip it and say, okay, I have a limp, I have a walking frame, but I've still got 2 legs, and they still get me around somehow. I have them.
Maybe not perfectly, but they're still there.
They are still there. Some days they don't work as well as others, but on the days they do, I have legs. And I've woken up today and I've got this. And she flips it and says, I might have this, but, I can still. So
really
Yeah.
healthy way to do
That's
it.
what we have to do a lot
That's
of the
what we
time.
try
Like
and
when
do.
we get flare-ups,
Oh,
we've both got something called EDS.
oh, you Ella-Dan. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've just got hypermobility syndrome, so I'm not.
Oh,
And I've
Yeah,
also
we're
got,
both-
and I'm fibro as well. So
same.
yeah,
I've got
same.
fibro.
yeah. So
One of the first people we've met who knows what
Oh,
EDS is.
Yeah.
we are warriors.
Yeah.
People do not understand.
They really don't get it. Like they'll look at us on a good day and then they'll look at us on a bad day. And they'll be like, oh, well, you could do that last week. And it's like, yeah, I could do that last week because my body decided it was going to produce 0.5 slightly more collagen that actually worked today.
Or do you ever find that obviously you're 3 days without sleep? You have to go, I've now used up the spoons for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You hit the wall and
Oh.
then you
I used to get no notice for the wall. And I used to be in.
I might have about 20 minutes if I'm lucky.
Oh, there was a point when I would be in the supermarket and I would go to my husband, you're going to have to get us a seat. And he had about 45 seconds before I dropped. So I had to start learning and always listening to my body. But I got a walking frame with a seat.
Yeah.
So that I've always got a seat with me.
Yeah.
It's a good plan. It's a good plan. Honestly, I don't think I'm far off.
The other day, and obviously I'm waiting for a hip replacement. So pain exacerbates your fibro.
Oh God.
And I'm doing the 62 miles.
Yes, I saw on Facebook.
And so
Are you mad?
I'm trying to average 2 a day, but I'm a little bit behind. But do you know what?
Yeah.
I was honest and I put on my fundraiser and went, I haven't been up. I was literally on the Tuesday gig. We were walking down. We were going to walk down to the house bin, and I knew it was doable.
Yeah.
I felt up for it. And we got so far then. I was walking with 2 friends, 2 guys. Hubby was meeting us there. And I just said, and I felt my hip slip. And I thought, no, I'm okay. And I carried on. Then all of a sudden the pain went through, that pain. It went through my body to my head. Yeah. I went hot. And I just went, I'm going to have to sit here. So I sat and I put my head in my hands.
Yeah. Head between your legs.
And I was pain.
Yeah, that was me last night.
Yeah.
I
so
didn't.
We moved in yesterday.
Oh.
We just moved house.
I'm not a crying kind of person. I broke down in tears about 5 times last night from the amount of pain.
Just getting down the stairs.
So,
because I'm 24, but I look way younger than 24. I get ID'd for everything.
Good.
Yeah, so that's a good thing. But I've been ID'd for a 15 recently, and I'm almost 10 years older than 15.
I'm only 21, and I haven't been ID'd since I was 17.
I get ID'd all the time. It's ridiculous.
It's my tattoos.
People can't believe that I've got a health problem.
They really don't. Again, I said to my mum, "Oh, I'm gonna apply to be Hex's legal carer when we move in together properly, because it just makes sense.
It's sensible.
It literally just makes sense. Like, who else knows how to care for someone better with EDS better than 1, your partner, 2, your partner who
with
also
EDS.
has the same problem?" And my mum laughed at me.
Why?
She doesn't believe that I have EDS. She thinks I'm over exaggerating.
Oh, my mum used to say to me, you always tell me you're fine. How is there a problem? And I goes, but mum, when I say I'm fine, that means I've got my usual pains.
Yeah.
On those days, I think I'll go downstairs and Stuart will say, how are you today? I'll go, I'm fine, which means I have nothing unexpected.
Yeah. Yes. We've got a thing where we're like, are you our level of fine, or are you actually having a good day?
Yeah. And then some of the days I'll go downstairs and you'll go, how are you? I'll go, I'm a bit sore. which means,
Yeah.
oh,
You're more than the
Yeah.
usual.
and sometimes it'll go, this is, yeah, if I can make it down the stairs, it'll be, how are you today? I'll go, mm-mm.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
don't ask me that question. I'm not even prepared to make an
And-
answer.
And do you find the more pain you are in, the harder it is to find the right word?
Yeah.
Harder to find the right word. I get really snappy as well, which I know
Yeah.
isn't the best personality type for me.
It's okay. I understand.
But when I'm in so much pain, I get really short with people.
It's just because you want people to understand. And it's like,
When I
look
say
at
I'm
me.
in pain, I mean I almost called the hospital last night saying I am not okay.
No, I
I
was,
need
if you hit the stage where it's out of control and you can't manage it,
can't handle it.
no. And EDS, I know is tough. I know a couple of people with EDS, and it is tough. But because even with EDS, you can still have days where you're just reliant on crutches,
Okay.
Yeah.
and that's an okay day. I would say to people now, I'm up and I'm out. That's a bloody good day.
It's
Yeah.
a brilliant day.
I have days where I don't leave the bed.
No.
Yeah.
I've had days where my husband has had to take me from the bed to the toilet
That was me last night.
and
'Cause
hold me there
luckily-
because I can't even
Yeah.
support myself.
No, he
Yeah.
had to help me sit up from the toilet last night because I was like, man, I
Yeah.
can't.
Luckily, my EDS is nowhere near as bad as yours.
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
but I
it's
think
not,
that's
it's
just
not a competition.
No, of
but
course.
My EDS is
yours is
awful
really
to
bad.
me.
And I think because I've been in work since I was 16, my body's had the chance to sort of build those muscles around my weaker joints before they got too weak. So I'm still in like constant pain, but it's my level, you know.
I got
Yeah.
to the age of 21 and my body said, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm done now. And then since the age of 21, like I was never a healthy person. Looking back at my childhood, I should have been diagnosed with EDS when I was 4.
Yeah.
But I was never a healthy young adult. But
Oh, wait. Sorry, my mum's calling me.
All right.
I was never a very healthy young adult, but I got to the age of 21 and I just crashed through the floor. And noticing it, that's when I tried to force myself to be hyper feminine to try and compensate for.
I was just about to say,
everything.
actually, do you find that being disabled impacts how you feel about yourself?
Way so much.
Yeah.
So much. If I'm having a bad flare up day, you can't even give me a compliment because I'll just bite your head off.
'Cause I know personally, I feel really shitty when I have to wear my knee supports or when I have to put sports on, because it's like, no, I'm a 21-year-old man. I shouldn't have to do this. It really sucks. And that makes me, no matter if I'm wearing like my favorite outfit in the world, it still kind of takes it down. It takes me down.
Level.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. I really don't. It's like, what is so wrong? Like, do you know Aaron Phillip?
No.
She was the first disabled black trans model to be on the front cover of a magazine.
Amazing.
So she's 19. She's disabled. I don't know what she's got. I think she's got cerebral palsy or something. Maybe spinal bifida. She's really skinny and she's in a motorized wheelchair. So I don't know what she's got, but she's quite disabled. And she's also trans. And she
That's
just
amazing.
she's an activist for like, if I can do it, I can do it, I can do it, we can do it.
Everyone.
Disabled is not unsexy. It's just
No.
a different version of sexy. Yeah.
Saying about that, about disabled, and
Hate
yeah.
that.
Yeah, it's gross.
I hate that mindset.
I had this conversation at work. It was like, why are breasts classed as the sexiest part of a female body when their only purpose is to feed a child?
Yeah.
Like, what why? Why did you sexualize those? Why have they been sexualized? They're there to feed babies.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they're there to feed babies. That's literally as far away from sexy as should be.
If you're going to sexualize female breasts and say that they should be, well, AFAB breasts, and say that they should be covered, then
Please do it for a
apply
man
the
as well.
same logic to men.
Mhm.
This is what sparked the conversation, because I saw a man that had bigger outward chest areas than I did, and I was like, okay, maybe I don't need to bind after all.
Yeah.
Like,
And binding, to obviously, is it painful? Because I've heard so many stories about people binding. I assume it would.
for me, it doesn't hurt. It hurts my ribs, obviously, because I've got EDS, and it hurts my shoulders. But I started binding when I was 12, so my chest has never had the chance really to grow. I've never known any different. I started wearing bras, crop tops when I was 10, and I started binding 2 years later. So I've never known much different. But yeah, started very recently.
Yeah, I only started binding just under a year ago, and
it hurts.
I've got a smaller rib cage and a bigger chest size than this one, so I've got a 6-inch difference in the measurements. So I'm a 28E.
That's a lot of extra tissue.
Oh my God, it hurts.
Yeah, because there's
So
nowhere
much.
for it to go.
It
No.
affects your ability to breathe. It affects your ability to go up the stairs and stuff like that.
I've got a friend who transitioned, so that transition around 39, 40.
Wow.
And he said the one thing when he got his date for his top surgery
Yeah.
was he wanted a fitted shirt.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
That's the dream.
And the fact that it meant that when he went swimming, he could go swimming in a pair of swim shorts instead of
Yeah.
a bather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the worst part.
yeah. You can get binders that are made for swimming, and to help with the EDS, both of us want to start swimming. So that means that's going to be like a £50 investment.
Yeah, at least.
And that's one each, so it's going to be like £100 just for this.
Being trans sucks.
Yeah. And people will
really-
you will get somebody that will say that was your choice though, and you go, no, you did not
Why
make
would
that
I
choice.
Really not. Why would I choose to put myself in a torture device on the daily?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then put yourself through extra medication and then surgeries, depending on where you. It's not your.
No.
It's not a
No one.
choice.
It's a realization, and then you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube once it's out.
No.
No one would choose it.
No.
Once you've had that, because that's exactly what I had last year.
That's what I had.
I just had that exact moment. I walked out of the shower, walked in front of my mirror, and I just went, oh my God.
No, that's a lie.
Give or take a little comment from you.
You went, oh, I really hate my chest. And I went, are you sure you're not non-binary? And then we strapped your chest down and you went, oh.
Yeah.
And that was that.
You can't put it back in the bag once it's out.
You know, I think that's why we're so attracted to alternative fashion. Because I feel so disconnected with the male gender. And I've given up trying to fit myself into it, even though I know that's where I fit. That's why I've gone complete other way. So that So that for me, it was, I chose to sort of push myself out there with the fashion, but then everything came together naturally. But I chose it because if there's nothing that someone can compare me to, it's, you know, they can't compare me and say, oh, you don't like you don't look like other girls, you don't look like other boys, you don't look like other people. It gets to the point where they can't compare me to anything else. So that's where I feel best, because it's like, yeah, I shouldn't be compared to other things, and I don't want to be.
No, you shouldn't, because you're an individual.
Exactly.
And you can't even trans guy to another trans guy.
No way. Absolutely not.
Because everybody is so different. And I think this is what people have issues with, is the fact that they don't like anything that just looks different.
No, they hate it. They really hate it. And I think that is just, for parents, I think part of it is the worry about their children
Being
upset
or
or getting bullied, or, you know, in the worst cases, Sophie Lancaster, she was murdered because she was a girl.
Yeah.
Oh,
My parents worry about that.
Yeah. My parents were actually always really supportive of me being alternative.
Really?
Yeah.
That's good.
They were always really supportive.
My parents have, like, I don't know why.
Well, my mum has.
Yeah.
Not so much my dad.
Yeah.
But my mum's always been really supportive of me.
'Cause I don't really understand. My sister has green hair and she has massive makeup and she's covered in tattoos and piercings, but the difference between me and her is that she dresses down compared to me. She'll wear black leggings and a ripped up t-shirt, and that's her, and she's fine with that. So my parents have kind of accepted that because at least she still dresses normally. But for me, I'll be like, yeah, I've got an outfit planned today. I'm wearing this, this, and this. And they'll be like, why do you do that? Like, you're just seeking it out. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I just want to dress how I like dressing.
It's that same thought process as if a woman dresses like that, it's her fault that she gets sexually assaulted.
Yep.
It's that same mentality.
Yep. It's like,
we're dressing alternative.
it's our fault if we get
It's our
bashed.
fault if we get hate crimes.
Or if you're outwardly gay, it's your fault if you get homophobic abuse hurled at you. But no, it's just like, if there weren't rapists, homophobes, or transphobes, we'd be fine. So maybe they're the problem.
you're not the problem. It's the person who just doesn't want to understand.
Yeah.
And what was it you say on the phone? Scroll on if you don't like it.
Yep. Just scroll away.
We posted that picture.
Oh god.
We did when we did the style swap. I'll see if I can find the picture.
Yeah.
It's honestly one of our favourite pictures ever.
We joined a Facebook group that we thought would be really nice and accepting for alternative people. And it was just a place for people to share their outfits and their makeup and
get compliments for it and just be like, hell yeah, you look mad and we love it. So it's a group of alternative people.
Basically looking out for other like-minded people, but someone in the group posted us into a different group. So they downloaded the photo and put it in a different group. And
it was a hate group.
Yeah.
And then someone who was in both groups let us know. So we reported everyone, and that person who told us reported everyone as well. But yeah, so we joined one group and we were getting all these lovely compliments from people who were like-minded like us, and they would just be like, oh my god, I love it. And then one person shared it into a hate group, and what was there, over 600 comments of pure hate, just being like, why on earth would you want to look like that? Why would you want to have hip piercing? Oh my god, those person's hip piercings are wonky. Even though I was standing at an angle towards the camera, so yes, of course they're wonky. Do you know what perspective is?
Yeah.
So yeah, we just got all this hate because someone had cross-posted us.
That's someone almost like putting it out there to instigate.
Exactly. Someone was trying to start arguments and start hate, and it's just ridiculous. Let's see if I can find the photo. I'm still trying to find it. It was really old, wasn't it?
It was before this time last year.
Okay, well, I'm back to first semester artwork. So
it's mad when you think how long that we've been doing like university and degrees and lives in lockdown.
I know. Oh my gosh, it's mad. I've been in uni for 4 years now, and it's just too long. Too much. It's just too much.
There we go.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really
cool. And We just got so much hate for it.
Just two people sharing what the other one does, and that's a full sharing.
Yeah.
And it didn't change who you were,
No.
because
We
you
just did a
still,
nice little swap.
yeah.
Both of us said, you know what, I feel great.
Yeah, it was really
Both
fun.
of us felt amazing.
But you understood why the other one did it. You understood, you got that
Yeah.
little bit of what
Absolutely.
the other person experiences.
Because I definitely got from that, from your outfit, I got like power and authority, which I imagine is what you get from your looks.
Yeah.
And I don't know what you would have got from mine.
I got an appreciation for colour
Yeah.
when we did that style swap.
And
So
just not caring about whether things match.
yeah, because I've always got a problem with like matching things. So because I've always had colourful hair, I think that might be why I reverted to black. Because I've always had colourful hair, and I've got that thing of everything has to match.
Yeah.
So I think that gave me a nice little appreciation for not everything has to be black. You can have a little bit of colour in there.
Yeah.
Well, I used to have coloured hair. I used to have every colour under the sun, and people never used to know what my hair was going to do. And I had this side shaved right in, and this side was long. But even at 50, I had that.
Yeah,
Good.
hell yeah.
At 50, I was doing that, and then
There's no age limit on it.
I hit the stage where I was liking my natural colour more and more.
It is a lovely colour.
And then COVID hit, and I went, I can't get to a hairdresser, so this ended up growing out, and there's no colour in it. And I'm like, do you know what?
That's why my hair's
I
long.
like this. Yeah, I'm quite liking this now.
It looks pretty nice.
People
Yeah.
pay a lot of money to get their hair that colour. A compliment from the older generation. They're generally actually like over the retirement age.
Yeah.
If I had grey hair at the time, I told at least 10 to 15 people to just accept your grey. You will look beautiful.
We did that at work. One of my colleagues at work,
grey hair.
she was dying. She had the most beautiful white, natural white hair, and she used to keep dyeing it brown. And every single time we'd be like, no, keep it white. And then she grew it out white, and it's beautiful. It's the most beautiful colour.
Jill?
Yeah, Jill.
It's such lovely hair. It's not even like a little grey.
It is pure
just
white. Stunning.
snow.
And it's like, why is that a bad thing? Oh no, you've got grey hair coming through. Oh no, that happens to literally
Everyone
every mammal with hair.
goes grey.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's not
like when you see a dog with a nice little white
Oh.
muzzle, like, you are, and then like a person gets a grey hair, and you're like, ugh, and it's like,
But a man gets a grey hair, and he becomes a silver fox, and he becomes distinguished.
Yeah,
It becomes distinguished.
A woman gets grey hair, and she's old and haggard.
Yeah.
we were having this conversation about the Olympics actually, because we watched the gymnastics, and it's a female athlete does her floor routine or something, and she does all the dancing, and she misses a landing, and they're like, oh, she'd be so disappointed in that, and then she walks off, and they're like, not a good score for her. A man does his floor routine, he misses a landing, and they say, oh, he did a really good job at like coming back from that.
He did a really good job at bouncing back from that. It's ridiculous.
It's terrible.
Seriously.
Mhm.
It's the diving is like that as well. He's like, it's ridiculous.
Mhm.
I'm genuinely considering putting in some form of complaint about the commentators.
Yeah, it's actually really bad.
It's
like,
vile.
but that's how all these body image issues get into the heads of the younger generation.
Because it's so acceptable, just out and about. Because all of the female gymnasts were like, oh, she's at the age of 16, right in the middle of her career. And they didn't say anything about men's ages unless they were over the age of 40, and they said, he's doing really good for his age.
Yeah. So it's like, I said this the other day, when I was below the age of 10, I wore ill-fitted jeans, Velcro trainers, and any old t-shirt. Like, it didn't matter what I looked like. And now I saw 2 8-year-old girls in crop tops, and I was like, I mean, sure, if you want to do that, but kids are being so over sexualized
They're being
far too
forced
early.
to grow up.
Oh, mother, stop calling me.
But yeah,
It's really, I think that's what causes the body image issues in the younger generation.
It's fed to, it's particularly AFABs.
Yeah.
It's fed to the
Yeah.
very, very young.
Because AMABs are like, oh yeah, he's growing up. He's yeah. Big strong
Yeah.
man. And women, it's like, oh, she's beautiful. It's like, bro. Oh, it really annoys me.
no, I'm with you. It's like when you look at in social media, when you look at TikTok and you look at Instagram and you look at, they've all got the ability to filter.
I stay away from social media like the actual plague
because
it really ruined my mental health when I was a teenager.
Yeah. I'm cutting down a lot because
it's so bad.
It just feels so much better to not constantly see horrible things every morning. It's like you wake up and they've made a Daily Mail article about how a celebrity's come out to use they them pronouns, and it's like, okay, you've put that out there knowing full well that you're just going to instigate hate. Why have you done that?
I must stop reading the comments.
Yeah, me too, because it really affects me.
I get so angry. Like, Sam Smith, the singer, they came out as non-binary a few months ago.
No, it was ages ago now.
It's a while now. Yeah.
Probably a while now. Time is a blur. But I don't know why, but I thought it was a good idea to start reading the comments, and I was so angry.
Because it's like, I don't want it, I'm past the point of having to argue with someone about whether or not I deserve rights. That is it.
That's exactly why I said at the beginning that this doesn't come down to what you look like. It doesn't come down to age, gender, anything. It comes down to you're human. And we all have a voice that I read there was a quote in a wonderful article that said that everybody has a voice. It's just some voices have been suppressed.
Yeah.
So I'm like, right, can't have voices suppressed anymore, and I don't want them to be.
Yeah.
People should be free to do what they want, be who they are, and be safe for it.
As long as it's not hurting others. Yeah.
As long as it's not endangering
I was just putting the disclaimer at the end.
Yeah. That's a disclaimer. Like, if you're doing bad things to underage people or vulnerable
just in
people,
general, things.
You're a bad person.
Yeah. But if you're doing, this is what I say to everyone. People are like, oh, I was really worried. Hi. That people say, I'm just really worried that I'm going to get judged for it. And it's like, if you're not hurting anyone, hurting anything, what's the problem? You do what you want.
Yeah, it is. It's when you get, and you know, and it's so nice that you like them, and you go, them? Who's them? And they can't even give you, they can't even accept you as a person. You've got to be a it over them.
Yeah.
Oh, we got really annoyed with some stuff there, didn't we?
We did.
But that's but nobody has stayed fully on the subject of beauty, on topic, but it's all been interlinked because it's been down to this experience.
Yeah.
And we've had,
of what beauty is come down to gender quite a lot.
They come down to everything. They really are based in everything.
Absolutely. And if you don't conform to a stereotype, and the stereotype changes over decades.
Yeah, it changes by the week.
Yeah,
nearly now, because it's like
the world is moving.
There was a flip in lockdown where suddenly mullets came back, and it's okay to wear double denim again or something. And it's like, when did it stop being okay?
Wear clothes. They're clothes.
It's ridiculous.
They cover up my sexualized breasts.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh no.
How criminal of me.
Yeah. It is. It's things like that. And you go, if it makes you happy, wear it.
To be fair, that's another thing that annoys me is the size discrepancies between women's clothes. It's
And
like,
men's clothes. Why can't we just all accept that they're clothes and just have one big clothing shop?
There's a site that does, I can't remember what it's called, but there is a site that does gender neutral sized clothes, which is sold by the size.
Gender neutral range.
Yeah. And it's sold by the waist measurement, and it's sold, so like one shirt will be in 3 fits.
Yeah.
So if you are busty or just bigger built in general, you might buy the comfy fit, or you might buy the slim fit. So you buy it dependent on, because you might be a female who's got a very masculine frame.
Yeah.
So it's sold like that. But
That's
when you
clever.
look at the clothing, you go, this is very masculine clothing. You know, when you look at it and you go, why are you now assuming that gender neutral means masculine?
Yeah.
Why can't gender neutral be boys wearing skirts and crop tops?
Yeah.
Why aren't you making a little set of skirts that have some form of thing to keep it down over the...
Well, even if they do skirts with shorts fitted in.
Yeah. A little skirt kind of
little
thing.
skirt.
Just to keep everything
tucked
in place.
Or
I
like
can
a-
understand why...
like a little binder almost, just to keep it all in place. But you're like, why does gender neutral mean?
Masculine.
And I'm like, it's as though they've just taken a male range of clothing, measured it.
Yeah.
And you're like, it's not gender neutral clothing. It's the same clothing that you had. You've just sized it differently.
You just sized it to fit some slightly different body shapes.
Yeah. Which you had the clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally.
Every shop sells how many different fits of jeans? And if you want your jeans that fit better in the male, in the men or the female, you go there. The amount of times Philip's had to pick up jeans from the women's section and carry them through to the men's to go and try them on. And then you get the look from the assistant when you get to the changing room.
Yeah, like, ugh.
Although with his hair, if Philip put his head down, he'd probably get in the women's section.
If all changing rooms are specific cubicles, why do we need a male and female section?
Literally don't.
Oh,
Don't.
yes.
Same with toilets. It's like, no one's. I'm pretty sure I've only ever been in the toilet to do my business and then leave. No one's going in there to, if you
Have a
put
social gathering.
urinals and cubicles, why does it matter? Or even keep the male and female and just have a gender neutral toilet.
If I go out to bars, I mean, I would still do it now, but even like 10 years ago, if I was in bars and there was a huge queue at the women's, which there always is, I would shove my head in the men's and go, is anyone in the cubicle?
Yeah.
And I'd be in, and the guy goes, oh, don't bother locking it, I'll hold the door for you. I goes, no, the lock will work perfectly fine. But you can guarantee by the time you've done your business, the whole urinals have changed people. So all of a sudden there's a woman walking out. And you hear it off somebody is, oh, it's June, don't worry, she's not a threat. And I'm like, pardon? I'm like, am I not a threat?
Could be if I wanted to.
I could be, but
I could be.
But I'm a woman in the man's toilets, therefore I'm not a threat. But if a man was in a woman's toilet, he'd be instantly seen as a threat.
Yeah.
So why? You've got everybody this morning.
No.
I'll let you shoot off and catch up on all your people. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this dialogue. If you would like any more information about the other podcasts, they're all available in the attachments from this podcast. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to any feedback that you may have about them. Thank you again so much.